Hi, I'm Hugh McMullen on behalf of the Healing Our Waters Coalition, and I'm here with Jennifer Caddick. She's the Executive Director of Save the River. Jennifer, why don't you tell me, you work on invasive species issues in the St. Lawrence. So if I'm somebody in Watertown, why should I care about invasive species? Why does this concern me?
Sure. Invasive species are one of the biggest problems impacting the St. Lawrence River in upstate New York and Canada. And we should be concerned because invasive species are absolutely hammering the ecosystem of the St. Lawrence River and Great Lakes. As you know, we have more than 180 invasive species in the river and lakes, and they're causing devastating changes to the river environment. We are particularly concerned because all of the communities along the St. Lawrence River in upstate New York rely on a healthy river for their local economies. So with this damage to the river ecosystem, it's also causing damage to our local economy as well.
What kind of economies? Is that fishing and tourism? Or?
Yep, all of our communities rely heavily on tourism for their economic base. So without a healthy river that brings the fishermen and the sportsmen and the cottagers and the summer people and the campers and the kayakers, without a healthy river, those people won't come here and support our communities. It's also particularly frustrating because a majority of those invasive species are coming in through the ballast tanks on ocean-going ships. Those ships pass us by day after day during the shipping season, bringing in even more invasive species, but we get no economic benefit from those ships. So we're suffering the consequences of the shippers not cleaning up their act.
So now, we were talking earlier about this botulism thing. Now, number one, what does that have to do with invasive? Is that a virus? And also, how does it affect the area?
Sure. Invasive species is one of those interesting side effects of, let me start that again. Botulism is one of those interesting side effects of invasive species coming in. Each time a new species is introduced, it sort of alters the natural ecosystem that's there. And botulism naturally exists in the sediments of the lake and rivers. When the zebra mussels and quagga mussels interact with the round gobies, another invasive species, they are causing that botulism toxin to be circulated throughout the ecosystem. And birds, such as loons, fish, such as a lot of the popular sports fish, are eating those zebra mussels and round gobies and contracting the botulism toxin. So we've seen over the past few falls literally thousands of loons, gulls, other water birds washing up on the shores of Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River, dying because of this botulism outbreak.
Wow. So can that go to humans? Can this botulism transfer from animals to humans?
It certainly is a concern, and we tell anyone who finds a dead bird or fish washed up on the shore, you don't know what it may have contracted. So if you were to touch that bird or eat that fish that might have the botulism toxin, humans can contract that as well. So you need to be very careful about touching any birds or fish that might have died and washed up on the shore.
Okay, Jennifer, so if I'm in Watertown and I don't want to get botulism, and I like to look at loons and I like to fish for the fish I like to fish for, what can I do to get rid of this botulism and to change this?
Right. Unfortunately, we're stuck with the invasive species we have, which is so frustrating. Once an invasive species is introduced, you can't get rid of it. So we need to stop any more from coming into the system. So there are two things that Save the River is doing. One, we have called for an immediate moratorium on ocean-going vessel traffic coming into the river and lakes. We have been waiting decades for better invasive species protections on those ships, and we can't wait any longer. Unfortunately, our federal government has failed to pass any legislation to address this and clean up those ships. So we've said, stop, no more. You can't allow those ships to come in if they're going to destroy our river. The second piece we're doing is we're working here in Washington for legislation. We're pushing Congress hard to pass legislation that will clean up those ship ballast tanks and protect us from any more introductions.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. It's nice talking to you. And where can people find more information about your group and where they can help out?
Absolutely. People can find a lot more information on our website, which is www.savetheriver.org.